afternoon, my lovelies. How are you guys? I hope that the sun is shining where you guys are. It's definitely shining here today. So I'm so happy. So happy that I'm seeing some sunshine. So today, first of all, I'm not sure if anybody told you this today. And if they didn't, I'm happy because I get to be the first to tell you. But I love you. A lot of times, some of us don't get a chance to hear that a lot. But I do. I love each and every last one of you guys. But today, I'm excited because we are going to do some sets. We're going to do some roller sets, some Flexi rod sets, even some Pincurls. And I'm excited because I've always loved doing roller sets and Flexi rods and Pincurls and all this other stuff. So this is like one of my favorite how-tos. And, excuse me, it's going to be a little bit longer because actually I want to be able to answer any questions that you guys have today about this. Some of these steps, some of you guys may want me to do again, and I have no problems doing that. This is like one of my fave. Hey Brenda, how are you? So one thing that I love about roller sets is, to me, there's never a wrong way. Now, do the curls come out different? Yes, they come out different every time. You can repeat the same pattern over and over again, and you just get a different look. And I think that's one of the reasons that I do like about roller sets and Flexi rod sets. And there's different tools that you can use too. So I got a few different rollers. I don't know. Does anybody remember these? Let me put this a little bit closer. Do you guys remember these? Those ones with the little mesh and you got the little wire going around and squeeze it. Yeah, they still make these. This is kind of cool. And then you got the hard one, of course, that I think everybody knows about. And this one actually has the clamp to it, okay? And so we'll talk about that one. And of course, they got your famous sponge, but I don't have any sponge rollers. I never liked sponge rollers, to be honest with you. They were always too tight. I don't know. But whatever. And then you got the infamous Flexi rods. And these are so much fun. I like these a lot. Let me see. I like them a lot. Sometimes I don't like them because they can come out like too tight a little bit. You have to kind of like play around with them, but I do like them though at the end of the day. And they got like the different sizes too. And then you got your good old trusty fingers for Pincurls. So now a lot of people ask, Nick, what can I use or what should I use to roller set your hair? I'm gonna be very honest with you. You can use a lot of things. I remember as a little girl, my grandmother used to roll her hair with just water. A lot of people in our family naturally have dry hair, meaning we can wet our hair. And with my grandmother, I can use her for a prime example. She only lived just a few miles away from her job. She didn't even have to take the freeway to get to her job. And by the time she got to her job, her hair was dry as a bone. So she could roll it with water and her hair will be perfect and it's fine. But you can use water. You can use leave-in conditioner. You can use today, what I'm going to use is the raw honey. What a lot of us at the shop, of course, we use is mousse. Setting lotion, if you guys remember the good old Lot of Body, they still got it. I'm trying to think, what other things that we use to set with our creams. Oh yeah, we use creams. We'll even use the like the curl creams. They'll use those. So it's a lot that you can use to set your hair. I remember um, one of one of my a good hairstylist, one of my mentors, she used to tell us how back in the day they used shampoo and water, and that's what they ride it with, and it's set. So I mean, you can use whatever. But today, I'm gonna use the raw honey pomade. Now, I've been setting with the raw honey pomade. I really wanted to start this year actually, because I wanted to play around with the pomade and I wanted to see what it can do and what it can't do. And I really like the way it sets the hair. So we're gonna get right on to it. You guys know me, my infamous famous part on the set. Yes. So we're gonna start with the hard roller because a lot of people are familiar with the hard roller, okay? And what you're gonna do is, it's very simple. So there's again, you can ride it any kind of way that you want. You can never go wrong with it. I do hear people say, I set my hair, it ain't go the way that I wanted to. And one of the reasons why I'm gonna tell you is because we have this image in our head of how we want our hairstyle to look and where we want it to go. Or we will have a picture like, oh, I like that, I want this hairstyle. And we'll try to ride it. And if it does not match what's in our head, then our curls didn't go right. Now, I can say yes, if you don't apply the product correctly, your ends can get frizzy. Yes, but that's simple. We're gonna come to that result very quickly today. Hey Kimbo! Oh, wait a second. Brenda, what did you say? Old school Jergens hand lotion. Oh God, y'all did y'all did the Jergens hand lotion. You know what? We're gonna try it too. Hey, see if you can grab us some. We ain't got Jergens hand lotion, but grab some hand lotion. We're gonna try it with some hand lotion. But you know what? You might be right, Brenda. Y'all probably did that. Did it work? Did you try it? I just thought about it. Brenda, did you try it? And did it work? So, basically, there, again, if anything that sometimes can be wrong is that the ends can be frizzy, you know. And the only way that the ends can be frizzy is if you did not have your ends wet enough, or you didn't put enough of the product on there. Hold on, let me see if I can turn this on because I want you guys to be able to see this. I got too much lighting. Let's see. Can you guys let me know if you guys could see the mannequin, or what I like to call her Betty? There we go. Let's try this because it seems like it's a lot of lighting. Hey, Ma. Okay. Can you guys see this? She says all the time, yes, it worked. All right, well, what we got? We got Mary Kay satin hands. We're going to try that, Brenda. Just for the fun of it. Okay, so here's the thing. We're going to use this this roller. And really, one of the rules that you want to stay is that you never want to have your section wider than your roller. So if your roller is this length, you don't want hair coming out of here, okay? Because the hair that is not on that roller, it is going to curl different. If you have naturally curly hair, really not so much of the tight curl, but not the wave, but like a nice curl pattern. I see a lot of times where that curl pattern on closer to the scalp, because you have more hair on the roller, it doesn't curl. The curl pattern becomes different than everything else that's on the roller. So you do want to stay in the midpoint of the roller. Now, one of the things that you could test to stay in the midpoint of the roller is, let me see if I can get a black one here. I'm hoping you guys can see this. Is that you see how those ridges are right here? Okay, stay inside there. So use that as your guide, okay? And all you have to do is you just place it and you know exactly where to part at, okay? And you'll know how much hair that you need to use. If you have something like this, like I said, it has the wires, take the first 2 wires. The first 2 wires is all you need to do, and you can use it as a guide. You just want to keep it inside, okay? Now, I can say sometimes if you part it too small, okay, then you're going to be bulky when it comes to riding it up, meaning that you can have a difficult time. Now, the flexi rods, that's something different. We'll get to that in a minute, okay? But if you have your part, now again, I'm doing it on a mannequin, so what my hands can go all the way around to where if you're doing it yourself, you really can't. I always tell people, start in the front when you ride. This is the reason being. Remember on the other how-tos, I was telling you how your hands are up in the air, you're doing stuff, it gets tired. Well, we always look at the front of our head anyway. So do that front first, because you're going to have your best set in the front of your head. Why? Because your arms are tired. That's all. And then when you get in the back, it's a little bit, it's okay. It'll be all right. but I like to start in the front. You can part your head ear to ear if you like to. This kind of helps give you a little bit more control with your hair so that your hair is not all over the place, okay? Now, what I like to do is I like to section a lot, especially when it comes to rolling. And the reason being is because if I know how many sections I have, I guess when I'm done, I'm like, oh, I only got 2 more left, only got 3 more left. I'm not as tired as much, okay? So in the back, now the back part, you got choices. You can either part it this way, okay? And have it to me, for some reason, I feel like I got a long way to go going ear to ear. Or you can split it. I would not split it down the middle. I will off center it. So you can split it in a diagonal, okay? Or you can go in a crisscross section and have 4 sections. Whatever is comfortable to you is fine. But whatever you do want to section it off, okay? And you can pin it up with your duckbill clips. I like those or the butterfly. I like the duckbill clips better because, to be honest with you, the butterfly clips to me can get in the way. But they're easy to take off so that you can keep riding them, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to part her diagonal. And I'm just going to pin her off. So she's going to have 4 sections, okay? Now, always know this. The more of a smaller section that you do, or correct section, you can tell I was playing with some bangs, the tighter your curl is going to be, okay? The more hair you add onto it, the less of a tighter curl you're going to get, okay? We're going to start on this side here. And I'm going to use this black one again. Again, all you're going to do is making sure that I stay within my boundaries, okay? Part it off. Now, Nick, you just told me if I put too much hair in it, it's not going to lay right. That's on the width, okay? We're talking about the thickness of it, okay? I'm sorry, yeah, I'm saying that right. We're talking about on the thickness of it, okay? Now, yeah, normally, old school people, we always know you use the circle, part it on. That's the amount of hair that you need for the roller, okay? But again, that's one of the rules to me that you can break. The more hair you put in there, like I said, the less of a curl it's going to be. So you may not even be trying to get a tight curl. You may want a looser curl, and it's okay. So you just add more to it. And like I said, I'm using the raw honey. On this length of hair, I would use maybe about, I don't know if you guys can see that, but I hate that, but yeah, about that much is all you need. And this is for each section. Rub it in there, especially on the ends, comb through. Now, one thing that I do like about with the, that I can speak on with the raw honey is that it absorbs into your hair. So with it being wet, of course, it feels a little thick, and it does come off sometimes to where it has, looks like white or something, like, oh, I put too much. But as it dry, it actually absorbs into your hair, and your hair will take well to it, and it doesn't feel greasy after it dries. Oops, I'll get this in here. So all you want to do is first have your ends and lay it on. That one thing that I do like about the raw honey is that, and with the plastic one, is that it sticks very easy. Okay, let me see if you can see this. Sorry, but, and you see I'm just holding the thing, but it sticks very good with it. Okay, and you take it and you just roll it down. Now, as you can tell, if I pull her over more, she's gonna be what we consider an on-base setting, okay? Which means that when you're done, that curl is gonna sit up. That's gonna give you more volume. So if you want more volume, it's okay to pull that roller back a little bit, okay? If you pull it forward, is what we consider an off-base setting, you're not gonna have as much volume. But you also do want to be careful, because you gotta remember you still got all this hair here that you wanna ride up. So you don't want it to extend too much, and then you're gonna have a hard time trying to part and grab. Now, one of the tricks to that I can tell you, and I wanna ride it so you can see the difference. It just sits off differently. So you're not gonna have as much volume as you do, okay? But one of my tricks that I do like, if you want it off-centered like that, start at the bottom and work your way up. So then that way you're not interrupting the rollers that you already put in, okay? So I'm gonna put it back on base with it. So again, as long as it's on there, and it's okay. I don't know what happened to my spray bottle for real, but it's okay if you need to, spray more just to get it wet, because again, this is the raw honey pomade that I'm using. You guys may use something else. You may use mousse. You may just use water. You may use the leave-in conditioner, or like Brenda said, you may use lotion with it. But it's okay if you need to wet it just a little bit. Now, I will tell you this much: the more that you wet it, the longer sometimes it will take to dry. So you want to find that balance so that you're not under the dryer for 2-3 hours waiting for it to dry. Now, for those whose hair like the whole water, sorry, can't help you. You probably be sitting under there for a couple of hours. So, but I want to go back to this clamp that we talked about earlier. A lot of the plastic ones that have that clamp. Now you can clamp this on here. I'm gonna be honest with you, I never liked the clamp, and the reason being is because a lot of times when you get ready to take it off, you're gonna get that nice little line going right across. Now I can tell you this: the less hair that you put in here, the less you will see that line after it dries. But I just never liked it. I never felt comfortable with it. But I know some people, they did like it, and it's okay. But I like to use my trusty old bobby pins, and bobby pins can go a long way. So what you do is that once you have it on your down on your scalp, take your bobby pin and place it right in the center of the roller, okay? If you're unsure that it's not going to stay, take another one and put it on the other end, okay? And it'll stay just like that. Very simple, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my little mini me, because I know a lot of y'all are probably thinking, Nick, it's easy to you. You know how to roll, la 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 la. You know, I got to try this at home. So we're going to get her in here, and I'm going to help her. So have you ever?
On myself, yeah.
On yourself? Okay. So here, I'm going to let her.
Hi, guys.
I'm going to let you play with that. I'll be right back.
Wait, so what am I supposed to do?
You're supposed to roll it. Did you even see? Now, see, this is what happened. She done walked away. That's what happened. But did you, but yeah. Go ahead and start rolling. I'm going to see if I can find your water bottle. That's what I'm looking for.
Okay. So I'm guessing I'm going to take a part here.
Okay. So I'm going to wet it a little bit more for you. I found something.
Thanks.
There we go. I promise y'all she was soaking wet.
Yeah, because I wetted her.
Okay. So, which one do you want to use? You want to use the little...
What's the hardest one?
What do you mean the hardest one?
What's the hardest one to use?
Well, neither one of them are hard to me. So, I mean, feel
Okay.
hard. This feels hard. But they ain't both easy to me, so I don't know. Okay.
So...
Nope. So, remember again, what we did was, and what I told them, is that you want to keep your ridges, okay? Mm-hmm. Use this as your guide. You don't want to have any hair past that length, okay? Mm-hmm. And I'll even show you. If you just take this whole section, which is much wider than that roller, when you get ready to set this in, this is exactly what it's going to look like. You're going to roll it in, okay? And then you got to keep trying to squeeze that hair in the middle, okay? And it'll set, but... Can we take her off? Take her off for me. There you go. But you see that hair past that? I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Can you see that?
Right there.
Yeah, it's past it, so it's not going to sit right. And so you're going to miss. So all of that hair that's right here is not going to, that curl is not going to look right, okay? So you want to part it. Now you can take it as big as this if you want to. You can use all this hair if you wanted to. But it's the length.
Okay.
I mean, not the length, it's the width that matters. Okay? Now, do you do this when you... Now, do you use the Flexi rods or do you use the rollers when you do rod your hair?
I think it's not the Flexi rod, but it has like this little thing at the end of it, and you clip the thing. I do that when I curl my hair. Yeah.
Okay. Now... So one of the things that you're still missing is you didn't put the product on. But it's okay. Did you want to put the product on or no?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Thanks.
you're welcome.
I just put it on the hair.
Yeah, I'm just massaging in the hair real good. Yeah, and mostly on the ends. Because the ends is really kind of, to me, one of the most important parts.
Keep those moisturized.
Because you kind of don't want it to be too frizzy, you know.
Right. Okay, so.
You going to comb it up? Okay, yeah. That's good. And the reason why I'm having her do this is because a lot of times when we see somebody else do the same thing that that we do, kind of mimic, you can kind of see how you're looking. You can see what you're doing, and it's helpful. And so as I'm guiding her through with it, no, you're doing good. I'm just dropping all of these. Yeah, see, like nope. Okay. So what you don't want to do, and this is what she's doing, is she's putting the bobby pin. She's getting ready to put the bobby pin at the top. Remember, I said you want to put it at the bottom. Okay, right in the center. There we go. And so if you hold on to it, get another bobby pin and put it right on the other end in the center of okay, so this is what hers look like. And for her first time, it's not that bad. It's pretty good. Okay? And that's the whole purpose that you want. You got one on this end and have one on that end. Okay? Now, again, as long as you keep the main rule, which is, don't go too far, little girl, which is don't have your width so long, longer than the width of the roller. You're gonna have a hard time. But you can take, like I was telling her, you could take this whole section if you wanted to. And let me make sure. And it's based on what you are trying to get or what you're trying to achieve. But I can take this whole section. That's a wide section. I wouldn't put it this way because when I set it, again, the width is wider than my roller. But I can put it this way, and it's not. And I can take this and take a little bit of... just need a little bit. You really don't need a whole lot of product. You'd be very surprised that of what you need. Because you have to remember, after you didn't shampoo your hair anyway, you're putting leave-in conditioner in your hair. So that's another form of setting. But I can take this whole piece right here and I can ride this whole part and let it sit. Now, as you see, if I push it back, of course, what is this hair going to do? It's going to go all the way around. So it's going to sit all the way on. So you can have it that way. Or, as she was doing earlier, take it halfway on, halfway off, or off base, and just rolling it. Now, you can do this too if you've already curled your hair and you know, you just want to keep that curl pattern. But if you want to wet set it, you can do that too. Now, again, like I said, when you take it off, you're going to have a nice curl, but it won't be a tight curl. So again, it's all based on what it is that you're trying to achieve. Okay? Now, the other thing that we can use is the Flexi rods. Now, the Flexi rods to me are a lot of fun because you like those?
I don't.
Why don't you? Okay, so why don't you like the Flexi rods?
Because, like, I'll have it on right, but then when it's time to close, like, the things, it's not right.
Okay, so what she's saying is, which I do hear this a lot, is that she's saying she does not like them because when she'll rod it okay, but then she can't close it. The closing, and I get it because when I first used it, I didn't like them either because the folding, you're just bending the ends in them, okay? Everything else is in between, okay? And it's simple. Now, Flexi rods have a different rule because, of course, they are so long. Okay, I think I've seen some longer than this. Yeah, with it. And you don't have to use that whole length. I've seen people do that. I wouldn't do it, but you know, hey, do what you feel. But you can take this whole section again, like I've said before, and you can rod it with the Flexi rod, okay? But what I want to do is I want to take a smaller section. And this section is about, this section is almost, I wish I had my other thing, my little ruler, yeah, thing. I'm guessing this is about, maybe about a 2.5 inch pattern, okay? Again, now, Flexi rods are a little bit different. You do need a little bit more water, okay? So I'm gonna wet her up a little bit more. Now I'm not gonna put any more of the raw honey on her hair, but if I was to use the raw honey, I would use about the same amount, which would be, how much would you say that is, little girl?
Dime.
Yeah, about a dime size. You don't need a lot, about a dime size on it. If you were to use foam mousse, you only need to use 1 pump. You want to be careful with foam mousse because if you use too much of it, it will have a residue, and you can kind of like, it feels cakey a little bit, and depending on what mousse you have, well, I honestly think all mousse, period, if you use too much of it, it can be flaky as well, so you want to be careful with that. If you use the leave-in conditioner, if you MG Studio leave-in conditioner, you can spray a lot, it's okay. As Brenda said earlier, she used lotion. If you do I wouldn't do it, but I guess you can. If you do, this is kind of thick. Again, about a dime size. You don't need much, okay? Less product, the better. I know some people, they like to have that firm hold, that crisp. That's what we, used to having. You can, but again, a little bit goes a long way, especially when you're wet setting, okay? So I'm gonna wet this up. So with the Flexi rod, now, here's the thing. You want to take this in, and you want to take the hair, and you want to make sure that you wrap enough around that Flexi rod. Now, when you wrap it around, and I'm going to show you with my finger better. When you wrap it around, you want that hair to be on top of each other. Why? Because you want to make sure you get, so it's almost like you taking your hair and you spinning it around your finger, okay? And you want to make sure that it stays on so that it's locked, okay? Because other words, when you get ready to do it, it will unravel on you. And I see a lot of people, they kind of make that mistake sometimes. Again, one of the main importance is the ends of the hair than anything when it comes to robbing. So I'll take it, and I'll either wrap around that way, or I think people with curly hair, naturally curly hair, is better. The Flexi rod is much better than the rollers. I think people with straighter hair, the rollers, they could do either or, but the rollers may be better. But once you wrap around, candlestick it. There's a lot of ways you could do it, but I'll show you the candlestick. Just let it roll around. Keep your finger on this end for a minute till you know that it's secure on its own. See, now I can kind of let it go, okay? But once it goes all the way down, take this end, and now I rolled it going back, but you want to take it and you want to flip it on the hair. Let me see if I can show you this. Can you take that camera and bring it a little closer? So you see how the hair, hold hold this in for me. Go on the other side. There you go. Okay. So the hair has been rolled going back. You want to take the end of that rod and make sure that it's secure that way. Do not go the other way. If you go the other way, all it will do is unloosen itself, okay? And then what's going to happen is you're going to have, let me see if I can. So yeah, if you try to take it this way, see how I just loosened it? It's going to loosen on its own. So if you take it, if you lock it down the other way, no matter what I do, and I'm shaking her head, it's locked in. Okay? So all of this is just making sure that you're locking it in the right position. Okay? So if I was to roll her hair, and then if you guys notice, I haven't even locked this in yet because I really don't have to because the hair kind of locked it for itself. But you can take this in and you can go ahead and you just bend it. And all you're doing is bending it so it's allowing you to have more room here. But if you want to, I could have left that out and I would have been fine with it. Okay? So I'm going to do this again. And if anybody wants me to do it again to show them after the second time, let me know. And we can do it. And I'll probably do it anyway. So this time, this one, I did it going back. So if I was to do it on my head, what I did was took the end, right? I'm gonna do it on my hair. Okay? Make sure that was locked. I am rolling it going backwards, not forward. Okay? Right? So my hair is going back and I'm locking it right on there. Bam. That's it. Okay? If I was to lock it again going the other way, it will be out. Okay? And you can do that again if you want to, but just know that that curl on that base is going to be something different. Okay? And it may not be what you're looking for. All right? So if I was to do it forward, I think it's easier if you guys can see me doing it on my hair than doing it on Betsy here. And I'm using a different one, okay? Again, wrap that on the end of your hair so you have a nice grip. I'm going to do it forward instead of backwards so you guys can see. And you just roll it. And it doesn't matter. I know I have locks. It doesn't matter if you have locks, if you have naturally curly hair, if you have naturally straight hair. I'm rolling it forward, okay? Candlesticking, all right? Now this time, again, that hair is going forward, so I want to make sure that my lock is right up on there and it stays. And that's it. And then I can take this in and I can bend it out the way so I can do the rest of my hair, okay? Now, again, the smaller the section, the tighter the curl. Yes, DB, it really is that simple. And yeah, you can easily, it's so funny because if you don't do this right, it can easily be messed up. But the smaller the section, the tighter the curl. So usually with Flexi rods, I tell people if you're doing it yourself, I would say no more than 10 is good unless you're trying to get that real tight curl. I know that when I do it at the shop, we end up having probably about 20 or something. But again, it's different when I'm doing it on someone else's head than if I'm doing it on my head because I can see the patterns. So for people that have their daughters and you're trying to help them out with their Flexi rod, you probably could put 20 on there because you can see. But when you're doing it yourself, it's just different. But you can get the same look, okay? So that's like a candlestick roll. Now, one of my favorites that I like is that, say you're trying to get that, get a looser curl pattern. You don't want that, what do we call it? What is her name? Shirley Temple. You don't want the Shirley Temple curl, but you just want a different curl pattern. One of my favorite patterns that I always do is I like to twine the hair around the Flexi rod. And so I'm just taking a section. This is one good thing that I do like about the Flexi rod is that there's no wrong way of sectioning your hair at all, because it just gives you just more choices than if you had with the rollers. So again, I did use the raw honey on there just a little bit. I'm not going to put any more on, but I am saturating the heck out of her head so I can have it wet. And I'm going to use a smaller one. And so again, you wrap that all the way around, making sure that you have a nice secure on the ends. Now, this is one of my fun parts. I just take it and I just spin it. I spin it and I spin it and I spin it. And then it goes back because that's where it wants to go. And it hooks on there. Now this is cool because again, as you're spinning, what's happening to your hair is it's twisting. It's giving it a natural twist. And you're putting it in a spiral. So when you get done, you're not actually getting a spiral. You're getting like this kind of cool loop like look. And when it dries and you take it down, you can almost leave it. Or you can take it and you can separate it and you get these real pretty ringlets. So to me, this is a lot of fun. Now I will tell you, because it's spinning and it's twisting like that, yeah, you gotta sit under the dryer just a little bit longer. So I apologize. But we ain't got nothing else to do no way. We ain't going nowhere. So you might as well just stay under the dryer and watch a movie. Or if you don't have a dryer, like myself, and I do mean head dryer, not blow dryer, just leave them in all day and take them out the next morning. However you want to do it. But I'm going to do that again. And this time I'm going to do it on my hair. And I'm going to get my little mini me, since she said she don't like doing this anyway. So, again, you take it. Uh-oh. And I'm going to spin it this way. And you just spin it. And it's just that simple. This to me is a little bit faster, a little bit more fun, okay? Now it's like, okay, now which way do I roll it? When I did it on her, I had to roll it back. But on my head, now I have to roll forward. So you go with the flow of the pattern. And that's it. And you just stay like that. Like I said, you can go to bed with it, whatever. Yep, we ain't going nowhere. We ain't got nothing else to do. Okay? With it. So, you ready?
Yeah.
What do you mean? You keep walking away. So I'm gonna you say you don't know how to do this?
No,
you got it.
I don't like them.
You don't like them? Okay. So you want me to section it off for you?
No, I got it.
You got it? All right. Here, you got it. So what you gonna do first?
Party.
That is a big section.
Well, can you hand me a clip?
Let's see if she has this. I really do like the Flexi rods a lot better. They're kind of fun. You want to wet the hair?
Yeah.
All right. I don't have a for real spray bottle, y'all. Sorry. And I put a little bit more. Now, if your ends are dry like this, it's not going to stay. I'm sorry. Go ahead and wet it down. And don't be afraid if you're doing it on your natural hair. I know a lot of people, they're afraid because they're thinking, oh, my hair texture or my hair pattern, the curl pattern just is too tight. And, I want it nice and smooth and all of this. When it comes to your curl pattern, tension is the key to it, okay? It does, when your hair is wet, it does stretch at 50%. So it does, that tension will kind of help give that that smoothness. But good job, little one. Give me some. Now you want to do the twist?
The twist.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, the spiral?
Yeah. Well, not the spiral one, but the one that I just did.
Okay, can you show that to me?
Oh Lord, I gotta show it to you real quick. But with the natural curls, like I said, to me the flexi rods are a lot easier and they're more fun because what happens is that while you're as I like to call it, building a curl pattern with the flexi rod, you're building it on top of your natural curl pattern. So that's what makes it even more unique. So no, your curl, your style is not gonna look the same as somebody else's. So that I do like. And two, they just last longer. You get more enlightenment and longevity of that curl pattern than if you did it with the rollers or, like I said, trying to, oh, I want to make it straight and this, that, and the other. It's just go with the flow of your natural curl pattern. Okay, so we're going to show you again. I think you walked away. All right. So all you do is spin it. Oh. Yeah, you spin it.
Okay.
Okay. You want to try it?
Yeah.
Go for it. Can you think you can do it on your head?
I think I've done it on my head before, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So now, one of the things that she's did is that she started right in the middle. If the hair was shorter, she'd have been fine. But because the hair is longer, you're gonna run out of room. So don't short yourself. Okay.
Can I have some more water?
Yeah. Sorry, y'all. I don't have a spray bottle for real. There you go. Bam. Use your comb.
Oh.
So you can, and that's the other thing too. Make sure that it's nice and detangled out. Yep. There you go. No. Why are you starting at the base? We're starting at the end.
Yeah,
remember?
at the top. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. And remember, grab onto it. Yeah. Okay, just a little bit. There you go. Swing it around. Bam, bam, bam. Nicely done. Let's see how that end looks. See? And that's it. And she left that, and like I said, all you got to do, you can leave this in the way that it is, or move it out the way so you can get to the next one. Okay? It's just that simple. So our last, let's see, we got the flexi rod, we got the rollers. The last one, which is my favorite that some people I notice have been having a hard time, is the Pincurls.
I hate those. Those are.
You hate the Pincurls?
Forget the flexi rods.
Where are you going?
Right here.
Why you don't like the Pincurls?
Because they're hard.
They're not hard.
Yes, they are.
They are not.
Only
Listen,
time I get Pincurls.
Nothing is never too hard, okay?
You say so.
It won't bite you unless you want it to. So, now the Pincurl, let me see if I can wear her up yet again. Here, can you wear her down for me? Because I'm tired of it. There you go. So, Pincurls, very simple, okay? It's like being a little kid all over again. Use your fingers. All you're doing is rolling. That's it. One finger, one index finger. You can use two if you want to. I like to use one, okay? And now the trick to this is when you're doing it, it's easy when your hair has already been curled. Why? Because the hair is already curly and you don't really have to use your finger. You can really just kind of take that ringlet and push it and bobby pin it and you're okay. But if you have naturally straight hair, your hair is wet, you're trying to create a curl pattern. I honestly, if you have naturally curly hair, I don't want to say you can't do it. You can, but I'm not sure how that's going to come out. It's definitely going to come out different. That's when you might want to do the 2-strand twist and then you can pin curl it. Or you could do the flat twist and then you can pin curl it, which I'm going to try to do. I don't know if I could do the 2-strand twist with you guys today because I'm waiting on my natural hair mannequin. What are you doing? Combing her out. You're so sweet. You're such a sweet pea. Thank you. Okay, so I get to show you on her. Now, again, the sections to me, I think it does matter, okay? Meaning that if you want your part over to the side, you know, things like that, make sure you put that in placement of it. But I would not have her very wide. So like I wouldn't take from here all the way to the back. You can. It'll be interesting how it comes out though. But we're going to take this in the middle. Again, this is about, I'm using about 2.5, 3 inches the long way. But again, we're going to rotate our fingers, remember? And, there we go. Now, this is what I like to call my hook. So you're taking the end of the hair. You want to kind of like leave some room. You don't have to leave that much room, but you want to leave some room because what's going to happen is you're going to take your index finger, loop it around. The other finger, you want to have some of the end past it. The reason being is because it keeps your keep your hair in control while you're looping it. If you don't have that, when you get ready to kind of go, it may slip out, or you may end up, see how that easily slipped out before I can even get a good rotation in? Is that, or even your barrel part can be too big if you're trying to get it smaller, okay? So I always like to, we used to call these like fish hooks. So, but have it, I'm able to bring my finger a little close. Don't want to have it too close. Can you bring that in? They can't. Oh, do it this way. Yeah. Okay. You don't want to have it too close because then if you have it too close, you're not going to be able to get your hand around. Okay. But have it just a little bit. Oops. Let's straighten that up because my end. And you don't want that to happen too. That can happen. Let's straighten that out a little bit. All right. Let's roll it around. See how I'm able to have it tighter? And that's because that hair is still on there and I'm able to roll it down, okay? Once I take it off, that whole pin curl is almost set like a roller. So you can see that. It's almost set like a roller. Now her hair is wet. I'm gonna see if I can let it sit. And you can almost let it sit by itself, okay? Now, again, what I use is the raw honey pomade. Now, it could be staying that way because I got the raw honey pomade, or it could I just left that with a good curl. But you can leave it like this. I will keep your finger down, use your trusty bobby pin, and put it right in the middle of that base or in the center. And it'll stay like that. I would not go to sleep like that, okay? Because when you wake up, of course, it's going to do something else. If you do want to go to sleep with it, take your curl and just nicely lay it back, okay? And then take another bobby pin and you can slide it through just to hold it, okay? And that's how you do that. Now, these sections, I like when I pin curl, I like them, I say the right size, which is about 2.5, maybe 3 inches. And the thickness of it, about this, more kind of like about an inch, almost, 1.5 inches. But you can make them bigger, okay? So we'll play around with them. Because really, when it comes to pin curling, in my eyes, there are no rules. Just make sure those ends are nice and smooth. So let's just say, Nick, I don't want to have 50 million different pin curls because my fingers are going to get tired or my hand's going to get tired. Again, take it, have that fish hook. Oops, that fish hook may be a little bit too big. Here we go. Roll it down. Okay, and now you got a bigger curl. Now, because it's big like this, I will put a bobby pin on each end just so that I know that I have it nice and secure. So I would use probably, if I wanted to leave it like this, I would just need 2. But if I wanted to lay it down, and let's see, we can lay it down that way. And that way it's not disturbing it. I will use 3. Okay? And again, it could set this way, or you can go under the dryer with it, and it'll be good. Now, I'm going to show you how it look if I did it on my own. Again, take that fish hook, right, and roll it. I got 2 locks here, so that's what you're seeing. But I would roll it, right, set it. I wouldn't remove my finger personally. I just thought it was kind of cool that I was able to do that. Once it's in there set, take it, and I'm using you guys as my mirror. And I will kind of lay it down this way. Yeah, I'll lay it down that way. Okay, and there is your Pincurl. So let's see if Itty Bitty can do it.
I might have to quit on this one.
Why you gonna quit on this one? How you gonna flake out now?
I don't know. I don't like these.
Well, first of all, you was walking in circles like you really was trying to get away with it, huh?
We'll try.
You can try. Try again. All right. You want me to leave mine?
Yeah.
Okay, so how about we do this? You know what? I'll even do this for you. You do one and I do one together, okay?
Okay,
And
don't
so
move
that,
her around.
I'm gonna move her around. Let me move this out the way. All right. And again, I would start in the front and then work my way in the back because my arms will get tired. All right, so let's see if she can do this. Sorry here. You know what? All right, so take it. You remember the fish hook and make sure your ends are smooth. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Flop it over. And please know, if you guys want to do this and you need more help, like this is not helping, I do provide virtual consultations. So I can FaceTime you, we can Zoom, and we can do this together. And it's fun. But, yep, take it over. Yep. Now, you might have a hard time because you got a lot of hair over. So, there you go. All right. So, now take you put your other finger in place?
Sure.
Are you right-handed or left-handed? Right-handed. Okay. So let's take. No, why don't you hold it with your right hand? Hold the hair with your right hand. There you go. Take your finger, flatten it over. See how you're able to. Now you can use your. Yeah. See. So if you're right-handed, which I didn't notice this, so that's kind of cool. If you're right-handed, hold your section in your right hand. Use your left finger first as a hook. So then that way, your right hand, your right index finger is already in position. If you use it with the other finger and you try to do it, it may not go into position. As the way that she was holding it, what happened was her thumb was in the position of where her index finger should have been in. So, try it. There you go. Yeah. Now put your. Don't let go. No, why you let go? Hold it again. You had it right the first time. And it really is just about getting your fingers comfortable. There you go. Now, roll. Get your thumb out the way. There you go. See? Bam. Uh-huh. She said, uh-huh. No. Okay, so now she wants to squeeze it. Don't squeeze it. Because when you roll it, your finger's going to be in there. Wasn't it in there before?
Yeah.
Okay, so you just keep it in there. You use your other hand, grab your bobby pin, and put it in place. You can squeeze it if you want to, but your curl may be different. Okay? Or you may mess the curl with it. So why don't you try to take your lock and see if you can do it. Let's see if she can do this.
My hair's not done.
Oh, it's all right. Trust me. Everybody else that's watching right now, their hair ain't done either. I guarantee you.
Right.
Yeah. Nah. Use your finger. There you go.
Oh.
Remember, yeah, there you go. There you go. Let that thumb go. There you go. Bam.
I don't like this.
You don't like this. All right. And so now you take, there you go. Bam, she got it. It's just that simple. So it just take a little bit of practice, not too much, right?
Sure. There you go.
Yeah. So after all of this, y'all done learn how to use the rollers. You done learned how to use the Flexi rod, and you done learned how to use the regular Pincurl. And so that's how, those are 3 ways, or really 4 ways, because we learned 2 different ways how to use that Flexi rod, how to set your hair. And again, the things that you can use anything. You can use water, you can use mousse, foaming mousse, you can use setting lotion. I use the raw honey pomade. Brenda shared with us that she used lotion. I'm not sure if I would use lotion, but you know, if you want to test that theory out, you can. To set your hair. So don't feel like you can't do it at home. Don't feel that because you don't have a roller that you can't do it, or that you don't have a Flexi rod that you can't do it. You can use your own fingers, okay? And you can Pincurl. And don't feel that you have to have a hair dryer either. If you have any of those implements, use it, and you can just keep them in overnight, rolled up. Again, you ain't got nowhere to go, nothing to do, so it can air dry and it'll be fine. I'm going to actually dry her up, and I'm gonna try to dry her with the blow dryer, because when we get after she dries, I would love to show you guys how you can section her off, because a lot of people have trouble with that. It's like, I can rod it, it's nice, but then when it comes to styling it, it becomes something else. So we're actually gonna rod her up and let her dry, and then I'll show you guys how you guys can style her as well. And I think I'm gonna use the Flexi rods and do the wand, because I just like using that with it. So that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this clip. Have fun, be safe. I love each and every last one of you guys, and enjoy the rest of your day. Oh, any of the products, you guys can go on mgstudiosalon.com and you can purchase the leave-in conditioner. I think I told you guys earlier that you guys can use the leave-in conditioner as a set, but you can also get your raw honey pomade there as well. So have a good day.